Indian scientists post-independence in making of the nation to showcase the endless efforts of our nation for the development in the field of science. India is known globally for its scientific position and friendship. After all, India is the land of AKAM, the land where Chandrayaan 3 was launched. Mars mission was successful, the land where successful nuclear tests moved to warhead, the land where science experts C.V. Raman and Anamani work on. India was able to achieve success in scientific discovery post-independence after years of slavery under the British Raj, and finally getting back the regions of democracy inspired people to work towards scientific and technological advancement. In all these years, India witnessed a positive graph in development of science and technology through paper strategy.
Now, there is a little bit introduction of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. India's freedom was a result of years of struggle against British Raj, who fought by our freedom fighters, many of whom gave their lives for the nation so that the future generation would live in a free country. Several prominent leaders and revolutionaries came to our mind when we talk about the freedom movement, including Jawaharlal Nehru, who became our first Prime Minister, Mahatma Gandhi, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Subhash Chandra Bose and Bhagat Singh, and many more. We should always remember and cherish this freedom that we struggled for so long, and at the end of the long road, we finally achieved our rightful position as an independent nation.
Starting from the space sector, where Indian scientists are glorifying us in front of the whole world. This saga began in 1975 with the launch of first Indian satellite AKAM. This is the starting of the long list of Indian indigenous satellites. Next, followed by INSAT-1, INSAT-2, IRS-1A, IRS-1B, Bhaskara, Apple, Rohini, etc. These all satellites were launched and fabricated under Dr. U.R. Rao. Next comes the first satellite launch vehicle, SLV-3, which was launched under the guidance of none other than our Dr. APJ Kalam. And you all will be very proud to know that India is the fourth nation to successfully reach Mars. This was possible only because of the hard work of those 500 scientists, of those 500 hardworking people who worked day and night for the success of Mission Mangal. There was a time when our Chandrayaan failed to land softly on the moon surface. But now, nothing can stop us Indians, nothing can stop Indian scientists from being on the top of the world. And as we saw yesterday, Chandrayaan 3 successfully landed on the moon surface. And with this, India became the first country to reach the south pole of the moon. So I want to conclude myself with the words of Abdul Kalam. He said that all birds find shelter during the rain, but eagle avoids the rain by flying above the clouds. Problems are common, but our attitude makes the difference. Thank you, Vande Mataram.
भारत अपनी वैज्ञानिक दृढ़ता और क्षमता के लिए पूरे विश्व में पहचाना जाता है। यह आयुर्वेद की भूमि है। यह वह भूमि है जहां पर 1970 के दशक में जलवायु संवेदनशील की भूमि के कारण पोखरान द्वितीय जैसे युद्ध हुए थे, जिसमें परमाणु परीक्षण किए गए थे। यह वह भूमि है जहां महान C.V. रमन का जन्म हुआ था, जिन्हें नोबेल पुरस्कार से भी सम्मानित किया गया था। सबसे पहले 1947 से लेकर के 1957 तक पंचवर्षीय योजना लाई गई थी, जिसमें वैज्ञानिक को एक सर्वप्रथम अहम भूमिका दी गई। वहीं से विज्ञान में और तरक्की आई। 1954 में यहाँ पर होमी जहांगीर भाभा आती है और होमी जहांगीर भाभा ने अपना BARC करके भाभा एटॉमिक रिसर्च सेंटर के नाम से उन्हें जाना गया और उन्होंने थोरियम रिजर्व से यूरेनियम रिजर्व से नहीं न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी को ट्रांसफर करके बिजली का उत्पादन किया। और उन्होंने कभी भी न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी को एटॉमिक बम में ट्रांसफर करने की कोशिश नहीं की। वे चाहते थे कि इस एनर्जी से गरीबी को हटाया जा सके, भारत में जो चीजें हैं उन पे काम किया जा सके, ना कि एटॉमिक बम बनाया जा सके और दूसरे देशों को हानि पहुंचाई जा सके। फिर 1969 में यहाँ पर विक्रम साराभाई आते हैं, जिन्होंने स्थापना की और उन्होंने बहुत मेहनत करके फर्स्ट सैटेलाइट जिस आर्यभट्ट का उत्पादन किया। और आज हमारा भारत अगर चंद्रयान 3 की बदौलत चांद पर कदम रख पाया है तो ये इनकी नींव है। अगर कोई भी मकान बनने के लिए नींव की जरूरत होती है, अगर नींव अच्छी रहेगी तभी मकान टिक सकता है। और ये सारी नींव है जिन्होंने एक मकान, जिन्होंने चंद्रयान 3 को चांद पर कदम रखवाया। इन्हीं के बदौलत आज भारत हर चीज में आगे बढ़ रहा है। और एपीजे अब्दुल कलाम, जितना बड़ा नाम उतना बड़ा काम। एपीजे अब्दुल कलाम ने मिलिट्री सेक्टर में बहुत बड़ा नाम कमा है। इन्होंने हमेशा अपना सब कुछ डाल दिया कि हमारा देश की तरक्की हो सके। मिलिट्री सेक्टर में ये बहुत बड़े वैज्ञानिक थे और ये पहले वैज्ञानिक थे जो कि राष्ट्रपति बन पाए। 2002 से 2007 तक राष्ट्रपति का भूमिका निभाई। इन्हीं सब की बदौलत आज हमारा भारत देश आगे बढ़ रहा है और एक दिन यह विकसित भारत देश बन पाएगा, क्योंकि वैज्ञानिकों ने बहुत बड़ी भूमिका निभाई है। जैसा कि मोहनलाल द्विवेदी ने कहा है, न हाथ एक शस्त्र हो, न साथ एक अस्त्र हो, न अन्य नीर वस्त्र हो, हटो नहीं डटो वहीं बढ़े चलो बढ़े चलो। बहुत सारी नाकामयाबी भी आती है, बहुत सारे एक्सपेरिमेंट किए जा सकते हैं, पर अगर हम हार नहीं मानेंगे तभी हम सफलता पा पाएंगे। इसी के साथ मैं अपनी वाणी को विराम देती हूँ। धन्यवाद।
As it belongs to humanity, that's why it's universal. A very sparkling good evening to all. I'm Priyanshi Gupta, the first year student of Chemistry Honours, and I'm very proud to be part of today's oral competition. So, initially, I will start with the role of scientists in making a nation of independence. So, how we can forget Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who just within 3 years formed Indian Institute of Technology, and just only not that, he took the help of international institutions so that the work in India should not stop. And not only this, he formed laboratories, research centers, so that scientists can do the work with their fully. And not only this, according to him, India can only be converted into modern state with the help of science. Now, how can we forget C.P. Raman, who got Nobel Prize in Physics in 1960, Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam, and many more, whose names I could not count, but we can't forget their work. Let's move towards some missions which makes us proud. Let's begin with Chandrayaan 4, the first lunar program on the moon, and Agni, the first Indian missile. And how we can forget this was led by ISRO, the Indian Space Research Organization. I could not name one scientist because it was a work done by the entire community. Now let's talk about the Green Revolution. When our Indian farmers were facing problems, we have to import. Now is a time that we not only produce but export. That's because of possible of the chemicals, insecticides, pesticides which was made by our own scientists. I'm proud to be part of India. Now let's talk about the Pokhran 2nd, where 5 nuclear tests were done in Pokhran only. So to signify the importance of this day, National Technology Day was celebrated on 11th of May. Don't you know that nuclear is so important? Because electrical energy is actually so lacking in India that we can convert each energy into electrical energy through this nuclear processes. That's why nuclear energy is important. Now let's talk about the polio program. How we can forget that? WHO just said that 60% of the cases have been filed in India. Now, that's the time that our country is free from polio. How is it possible? It was possible because of the medications, because of the campaigns that was formed in the huge range. We couldn't forget our single scientist. Everyone have contributed a lot. Because according to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, India science does not help a particular individual. It helps the entire community to build up for development. And why it's like that? Development is why it's possible because of science. We have come across so far. But don't you think Green Revolution, White Revolution, which we were facing actually food crisis in India. But now we are not only producing, we are importing. We are just sending our satellites. Chandrayaan 3 is just an example of that. We have sent on the south part of moon. We are the country for that. I'm proud to be Indian, and that's how to say science doesn't help an individual, it helps the community. Together we can and we will flourish together.
Going to be the future scientists as well as going to name India in amongst the tops, I think, lies in all of you. So all the best from all of you. only thing I would like to tell after listening to all, concentrate on the specific contributions in that your theme was post-independence. So post-independence would mean that anything which has been, some have also mentioned the year and they have mentioned the name of the scientist. But what particular thing they did, whether it was establishing of the institutes or any other, say, discovery, what was the highlight in which India has benefited? So that can also be something which can pave way for like how we are going to proceed further and what science has done till now and how India can take a lead in taking it forward. So with that, all the best to all of you.